Hi guys, it's Suzanne HB, Crazy Just Might Work on Instagram, and today's tutorial is on the Anitra's dance bracelet, and this was inspired by one of my IG friends, Instagram friends, Anitra_Hermes, and it's a hook only design. It's got real body though, especially if you did it. I did this one with the Sweets collection. Today I'm going to do it in the 600 pack, band pack rainbow loom ones to see the difference. But it's both light and dense at the same time through here. You've got a great choice of colours to do this. This one I've done with five colours. You'll need, if I just separate the sections, for each section you need up to 5 colours, because you've got 1, 2, 3, so 3 colours either side. You've got a connecting band here, and you also have this blue one here that goes down to the next section. So yeah, on this particular one I've actually used 5 colours, 1, 2, 3 blue and pale sweets pink. But on some other ones I alternated. I had a bit of a play with my colour selection. So you'll see on this one I did 3 colours on the side parts, but I did both of the central bands the same colour, so you don't get a highlighted colour in the centre there. Whereas if you do use a second colour, it highlights a second, so you get 2 highlights. Let me see if I can find that. So basically you get like a highlight here between the blue bands and a highlight of blue between the pinky bands. Okay, so it's a little bit more subtle if you use the 2 bands the same colour for the centre bands. Alrighty, this uses about, I think, 160 bands to fit around my wrist comfortably. I've got about a 6-inch wrist. But I suspect that we'll be using a little bit less bands with the less dense bands. So let's see how we go with it. It is quite an advanced hook only design, because we're sort of digging around and having to hold bands firmly to get certain sections working. So I would recommend this isn't your first hook only design that you try. Okay, so you're going to need your hook, and you see a clip, of course, and as I said, I'm going to be using 5 different colours on this one. I'm going to use these lovely little 600 pack. This one is the pearl pink and yellow. This one is, I think, the Sun-Kiss sweet, and this one's the hot pink sweet. And then I'm going to use just opaque red and yellow. I've actually got if I can get a part of it up here, and it's a bit strange, but I've actually got a dress that I wear a lot, and it's got all these bright, gorgeous colours in it, so I wanted to pick those up in a band. Alrighty, so if we can get started, let's get these out of the way. So I'm going to use yellow Sun-Kiss and the pearl orange, or pink, pearl pink and white on the wing part. So I'm going to start with a yellow band cap, and then I'm going to use my red band, which is going to be my other centre band, like so. Alrighty, which leaves. So the start of this is pretty straightforward. There's just one particular move that might be a little tricky for beginner loomers. Okay, so we're going to just do like the little wing shape that you've probably seen on a lot of designs. Oops, I only want to go through one side of that. I just want to go through the left side of that, hook it back on, and then for the next 2, just go through the left-hand side again on that one, and then through the left-hand side again, like so, on that side. And then we're going to turn it around or slide it up to the end of a double-ended hook, however you'd like to do that. So we'll turn that around. It's always funny doing it looking at the iPad as instead of looking at your bands. Let's see if I can look at my bands and keep it in camera shot. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. Just the 3, 1, just going through that one band. Next one just going through the left hand band again, left hand loop. And the third one, again, going through that left hand loop. Alright, now once you have that, and you'll be familiar with this kind of shape if you've done hook onlys, the only tricky part is we're going to now get our yellow band, which is our center band, and we're going to pull it through, which is not tricky at all. Pull it through all of them on there. Now, make sure you keep a firm hold on this left hand side. What we're going to do is go down. If I give you an overhead shot of this, we're going to find the 2 bands that are on the inside of that red loop. See how that band's going there, and we've got 2 bands on the inside, these 2 yellow ones. And they are going to stay on the inside of what we're doing now. So you go over the top of 1, 2, 3, take your hook over the top and through this center band. Because what we're doing, we're basically diving down through the center band. So I'm just trying to get this in a good position so that you can see what I'm doing. It's easier when you're doing it in front of yourself. Going to go down through that center band, and if you can see, there's that red band there that was the first loop. We're going to actually just pick that up, like so. Then we're going to go over the top of the 2 we're capturing in here, and we're going to go down through that yellow band again, and we're going to again grab this red band on the opposite side. Just the red band, like so. Once you've caught that, you can rehook the other side of the yellow. Now that is the only tricky maneuver in here. Then what you need to do is pull these side bits out so that they're nice and tight in that section, and that'll give you your frilly little kind of wingy bits, like so, and that's solid center. So you've just pulled through the yellow, so you grab your other internal band, which in my case is the red, and you put all your loops on your hook through the red, and that's the start of your new section, like so. So I'll do that a few times because I know it's just a little bit tricky to work out. I'll do it from different angles so that you can see how you get that nice little woven through effect there. Alright, so the first part's not hard. We're just doing looping left loop only, which is common to a lot of designs. Left loop only. See if I can get my focus going. And looping left only. So you should be familiar with that kind of shape. Turning around. And let's see if I can do this and keep it in shot. 1, 2. Oh, yep, got it. Like so. Do the same. It is a good idea to try and keep your bands straight for this one too. It comes out a nicer effect. Okay, so we're doing the same thing again on that side. We're just going to grab that and loop just through that one red loop. And then the second one through that left hand. And the third one just through the left hand again. So you have this shape. I'm going to grab the yellow, the one that goes around like that. I'm going to grab that band, and this is our tricky looping step. And take it through all of them. Now I'll show you from the side. separate off those first 3 bands so that you've got a space down here, and if you see it from the side you can see that when I go down through here I'm going to be above that red band, and that's the one I want to pick up. So you go down through there, through the center of that yellow band, and pick up that red band and pop it right through to the top again without hooking anything else. Then we move these 2 center bands over, grab these 2 center bands over that we're going to catch in the center there, and we take that, keep these ones out of the way. That's what you see, it's just a little bit fiddly getting everything to stay out of the way where you want it, and it's easier if you don't have to try and keep in camera shot. Okay, so you've got 3 bands, 3 loops sitting on this side of where you're going to go down through, and you go down through, and again you're going to see that red band is at the bottom there. Now, tricky, don't pick up the yellow band. So you just want to pick up the red band without grabbing anything else. And you want to come up through the center of that, not around the outside or around the back or whatever. You want to come up through the center of that, which is why it gets that nice woven effect. So then you can put the yellow on there, even it out, because you will have been hanging onto that pretty tight. You may even want to give it a little bit of a pull to even it out. And then you grab each side of that bottom band, see this yellow sparkle band, sun-kissed band, grab it that side, and grab it that side, and pull it out so there's just that little bit remaining in the center there, like so. Then you grab the other of your center bands, in my case the red, and you pull it through everything on the hook. Like so. And you're ready to start your next layer. And for some reason, because it's these loops and then it's held in quite tight here, it does give a really wide, it's kind of frilly but dense at the same time. I really quite like that. The other colours that I did are a little bit girly for me because I'm not really a pinks person. But these brighter colours I'll definitely wear. Okay, and of course you can play with these and straighten them out so that your wings are sitting properly, like so. Alright, so we'll go through it again. So we've got our start, we want to do our wings again, through the left loop, through the left loop, to the left, the left, the left, right, left. No, it's just to the left. So you got 1, 2, 3 going through the left of the loops on your hook, like so. Then we're going to swap around, turn around, rehook, or slide it to the end of your double-ended hook, whichever suits you. And then we go 3 layers again, 3 bands again. So there's 1, 2, 3, and you don't have to use the same colours on each layer. You could use whatever colours you like. You could alternate your colours. You could have a solid colour through here. You really do what you like with the colours. You've got 5 bands to play with and the sky's the limit. I would recommend that you use a contrasting colour for this base band and the outside, 2 outside bands, so that you do get a nice contrasting effect in the middle. But other than that, yeah, you can use whatever you like. So we've got all of the bands on there. You should have 2, 4, 6, 8 loops on there all together. And the loops we're going to be interested in when we put this through are those 2. And it's not really that we're interested in those loops, we're interested in these gaps. And they're the gaps that are directly above these bands we're going to catch. So these are the bands we're going to be catching as we go through. And I really wish they weren't twisted, but I'm not really good with twisted bands. Particularly not while I'm trying not to let everything fall off the camera. There we go. A little bit less twisted anyway. Alright, so once you've got that, you're going to put your band through that has the tricky looping. So the first part is quite easy. Goes through, all of the loops on the hook. Please excuse my son. I've told him I'm filming, but he's probably forgotten. He's supposed to be washing the car. And then we go down. So we really want to find that gap. So we want to find the gap between those 3 bands and the next one. Go down through the middle of that. And I usually hang on to that one at the end so that I don't lose that either. Go down, grab that. Any old how I've gone through and grabbed it up this way. So long as you end up with it on your hook and nothing else on your hook, that's the most important thing. We go down through here, and you can, if you want to, you can go in through the side. You can hook it up this way and turn it around, but if you can, just go straight under and then bring it straight back up without hooking anything. That's the cleanest. I really hope I'm explaining this well, because I was looking at it going, how on earth am I going to be able to demonstrate that? So I'm hoping this is clear for you. Get the bottom band, give it a tug on both sides, and you make that nice little pocket sitting in there of the contrasting colour. Alright, I'll do it one more time. Finish off by putting your other middle band through. So the band you use to collect up at the end will be the one that gets pulled through both layers. And the band that you use to pull through the 8 loops will be the one that you see going around in this little circle. So when you're thinking about choosing your colours, that's how it works. Alright, here's our last one. So we start with just our looping through the left-hand loop. Oops. Hooking through the left-hand loop, and then again hooking through the left-hand loop, turning it around, attaching it again, like so. And we do our 3 on this side again. There's 1, just through that one loop, 2, just through one left-hand loop, and the 3rd one just through the left-hand loop. So that part is super simple. You've got your 8 bands on here, and you're going to be looking for those gaps. 3, 2, 3. So if you look down, the gaps should be above those red or through your center bands, and they're going to be the bands that get pulled up. And as I said, you can untwist those is good. So they're sitting relatively flat is best. Okay, we'll grab our collecting band for the 8, which is going to be the one that sits around in that sort of circle around the center. And put all the way through, and then find those gaps we're looking for. So it's 1, 2, 3 gap, down, in and collect up that red band, pull it through over the next 2, so you've got 3 sitting in the end here, in through the yellow, down, collecting up that red, not pulling that one with it, just the red. If it gets caught up like that, so long as you've got just the red, we can pull it straight at the end, and then hook that back through. Give it a tug on either side on those bottom bands, and you're ready to start again. So there you have it. That's Anitra's Dance, which is a lovely piece of classical music. Alrighty, if you're a bit stuck on that, you can always rewind and check it again. You go to the length that you need to go around your wrist, of course, and then it's very easy because, as you can see, each section we've only got 2 bands at the end, so you can just C-clip those bands and C-clip those cap bands, that cap band from the beginning, and it joins it together really nicely. And when you've finished it, all you need to do is give it a bit of a fluff up. If you see that the bands in the middle are sitting a bit funny, just give them a tug, those bottom two out to the side. If you do them together, it evens them out. Sometimes they get crossed. So you give them a bit of a tug like that, and then you end up with those two in the center that give it the look of the design. Like so. There we go. Really happy with those colours. Alrighty then. So if you've liked this, or it's helped you out make this lovely bracelet, can you give me a thumbs up please, and subscribe? I'll be putting out more tutorials, and also check out my Instagram page, Crazy Just Might Work. If you like my page, give me a follow. I'm always posting new and interesting things on there, so yeah, check it out. Hashtag please, tag me on your posts, on your photos and in your comments, and hashtag me to hashtag Crazy Just Might Work. And if you remember, if you can hashtag Anitra's Dance bracelet as well, so that you've got the best chance that I'll actually get to see your lovely creations that you make off this. Have fun with it, and I'll catch you later. Bye guys.